Hi, this is Tyler and you're watching Ø.H.M. This is the first video in a new series I'm doing where I look at the 5 best things in different categories from psychic powers to ideologies. These are my opinions, so if you agree or disagree, be sure to let me know in the comments. Today we're going to look at some of the best money makers in Rimworld. Let's get started. Starting off with number 5, we have organ harvesting. This is number 5 because it's reliant on prisoners and there are a lack of traders willing to purchase said organs. Still, it can make some of the best profit on the Rim, hands down. Each body, if harvested properly, is worth 1150 silver, which comes from taking a kidney, lung, and heart. Not bad cash, but surgery is never guaranteed to succeed and good conditions are required for operations. Room cleanliness, medicine quality, manipulation, and sight all affect the chance of success. The basics for consistently acquiring organs is a clean, well-lit room, medical bed, 8 medical skill, and a doctor that is not blind or high. If you want an easy way to train your medical up, try euthanizing animals that you plan on eating. It only requires herbal medicine and can be pain-free training. Number 4 comes in with Devil Strand. Devil Strand takes a long time to grow and requires some research, but it is completely worth it. It gives a massive 33 silver per plant with the drawback of taking 41 days to grow in normal soil. But if your biome supports it, planting large fields of this mushroom allow for some ridiculously high payoffs when harvesting season begins. The best part about this is once it's planted it takes no upkeep. Give it a try next time you don't torture yourself with ice sheet and be amazed. Number 3 is narcotic. It wouldn't be a Ø.H.M video if I didn't mention a dirty D word, drugs. Drugs are probably the best middle and early game moneymaker before you get your skills up. This is because they are not reliant on item quality and you can consistently make cash from producing them even with lower skill levels. The best substance hands down to make is flake. It only requires psychoid leaves and has some insane profit per work. Smoke leaf joints are worth producing before you tech into flake drug production, and go juice is great use for extra nutra aiming. There are some drawbacks which make sense as you are producing crack. Any colonist with the trait chemical fascination or chemical interest will eventually turn into a drug fiend, and trust me, once addicted they are more useful as a duster. Number 2. Crafting clothes. Crafting clothes is another amazing way to create a massive income boost for your colony. But what clothing should you produce? Almost all articles of clothing can be reasonably profitable at high qualities, but they all vary in 2 main statistics: value per work and value per material. If you have an unlimited amount of materials on your hands, tribal wear is your best bet since it has a very high silver per work but eats through your material supply very fast. Dusters are the best choice if you have limited materials and want to get the most money out of them. Another important piece to this puzzle is determining what crafting level you need to consistently make profit. Anything with a quality tag has its quality randomly determined following a standard distribution based on the associated skill. To make a decent profit, we want to be at least averaging normal quality pieces as they give us roughly 100% of the cost of materials and break even. Anything less than normal will decrease the value of materials used. Skill level 7 is where the odds start to tip in the favor of consistent profit with a 53% chance of normal quality and only a 15% chance of below normal quality. To make a large profit, you reasonably want a much higher crafting skill, but this is the level where you start to increase the base value of the materials you use consistently. At much higher crafting levels, you will start to see some crazy profit margins on your goods that you produce. And finally, the best moneymaker in Rimworld, art. Art is the king of moneymakers due to its accessibility of materials used in production, small storage requirements, and its large profit margins. But what art should you make and what materials should you use? For the type of art you produce, we have 3 options: small, large, or grand. Small sculptures have the highest value per materials and the lowest value per work, with grand sculptures being the opposite. If you have unlimited materials, produce grand sculptures, and if you're working with limited materials, make smaller ones. Another thing to keep in mind here is that the quality of the sculpture has a cap on how much it will affect the price. For simplicity's sake, this means use lower quality materials to produce grand sculptures and make small sculptures with higher quality ingredients. This also maximizes the increased profit per work for those more rare substances. The same rules for quality on clothing apply here. To quickly refresh you, Art Skill 7 is where you start to increase the price of the materials used consistently. Anything below that is barely net even or decreasing the value of goods used on average. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more of this series, consider subscribing. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode.